Alright. Everything started. Hope my sound is okay. I have a fan running, and I'm not clear if it's interfering with my mic at all.
Uh,
So,
I can't hear it.
okay. Someone in chat let me know if my fan is interfering with the mic.
I can hear
Alright.
baby crying though.
Oh, yeah. Hold on, let me see what... I think that's Rowan singing, actually.
Oh, much cuter.
Yeah. Alright, we got people in chat, so the stream is going. I just need to figure out how to get my windows to cooperate. And we should be good to go. Hello, everybody. First stream in, what was it, 2 weeks? What was that notification? Look, it's getting hard to think up new relevant notifications for Dark Souls 2. Okay.
What was the notification?
I don't even remember. It was something about I don't know. It was just brain rot. It was like something about MC Hammer being a rabbit or something like that. So it was like MC Rabbit. Yeah, hello everybody. I'm feeling a little low energy today, but hopefully that'll pick up with a couple of bullshit Dark Souls 2 deaths. Oh yeah, we're fighting let's see, Fume Knight. Yeah.
That's a hard spot to come back.
That's gonna be a little rough. Or maybe the maybe the, for whatever reasons, the Dark Souls cobwebs seem to help you actually play better. So maybe it'll actually be a benefit. Now, if I remember right, I think I do actually want to lock onto this guy. I just have to be really mindful of where I'm aiming. Ooh. It's got stamina starved there. Okay, nope. Dark Souls cobwebs are not helpful right now.
Fume Knight doesn't care about phantom practice.
Yeah. Were those sounds him?
I think so.
Huh. Hi, Juma. I died. Yes. It is a shame that we don't have the death counter working anymore. Because what was I at on the death counter? I could log into Windows and look, but I wonder if I can't remember exactly where I was at. I'm like, have I broken 1,000 now? Oh, that didn't even hit him. Oh man, stamina starved again. That's gonna be a problem with this weapon. That actually makes me wonder if I want to be I'm sure I used the pokey stick. Can always go offline and check in Majula. Oh, can you do that? Okay. I'm sure I tried the pokey stick and there's a reason I switched to the club, but I think I'm gonna, cause it was really easy to get stamina starved there, and with as many attacks as he does, like, that's probably gonna be a problem. It's not that many in modern day FromSoft terms, but I feel like for, Dark Souls 1 and 2 era, that's a long-ish string of attacks. Remember using a fast sword for this dude. Okay. I probably switched to the club because of the damage. I always want to do max damage when I can, but it's not always the best choice. Oh, yep, there I am getting stamina starved again. Ooh!
Yeah, that swing is so nasty.
Yeah. I need to heal. I should not be attacking, I need to heal. Heal. Oh, that heal. Ooh, hey, it worked out, okay. Kinda need to heal again. Yeah, see, that's a long string of attacks. I'm used to these guys doing like 1 or 2 swings and then being done.
Yeah, this is definitely the point in time that From Software was like, enemies now do 8 attacks in a row.
Yeah. Ooh, oh, that worked. I can't believe that didn't get me. I felt like I rolled early for sure. That one got me, though. That one is nasty.
Yeah, for that
So
one you're going to
easy.
want to roll against it instead of with it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Actually, maybe for all of them I want to be doing that more than I am. Oh, did he read... Was that an input read, or was that just really... Or not an input read. Would that be an input read? Like, was that him reading me healing? Because that felt really on the nose with how he switched immediately to attacking as soon as I pressed heal.
So, none of these games do input reading. The closest thing that I can recall is in... and I don't know if they... I think they introduced it in Elden Ring, where if you... what's that boss?
Oh, you know what?
Godskin
Hold on.
Apostle
Oh, Lord.
will... Godskin Apostle has specific attacks he'll do if you enter the drinking animation.
Okay, I do remember that, but it's not a immediate input thing?
No. No, that it reads the... and I mean, like, it feels like it, but technically he's reading you trying to heal.
That's interesting that it isn't just an immediate, oh, they pressed... I mean, I guess it wouldn't be purely input, it'd be like... I don't know. It just seems weird that it actually looks for the animation. It isn't like, oh, we see that the call, this... I don't know how the code works, but it'd be like, we see that this item has been used. Or is it actually like this animation has started playing? Or do they know?
It's reacting to the animation.
That's really interesting.
In the case of Fume Knight, I think there's attacks it can only do when you're like a certain distance away, and obviously when you're trying to make distance to heal, that's when they're gonna do them.
Okay, that makes sense.
You backed up, started to heal. He was like, "I'm a certain distance away. I'm going to do this charge forward attack."
Okay, yeah. Yeah, people who complain about input reading would have never survived arcades. Yeah, that's the first thing I think of when I think of input reading is like older arcade games. It was very much a, yeah, you press this button, well, fuck you. At least as far as I know. I'm not a huge, like, arcade game expert by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, I was
Those
talking
require
to
too much skill for me.
I was talking to Ali the other day, and this term is so funny now when you think about it. But the term Nintendo hard was like a real thing.
Yeah, it is really fun. I mean, that's exactly what Souls was trying to replicate, right? Right? Was the Nintendo hard games like Castlevania and stuff.
Funny, I think that Souls games are actually a bit easier than those because a lot of those older games, especially the ones like built for cabinets, like in arcades, they were designed so you would fail, so you'd have to put more coins in.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely think, like, at least... So, Castlevania is one of my maybe my favorite NES game, and is considered one of, as far as I know, is considered one of the more fair, like, hard NES games, and I cannot beat that game. Granted, I have not tried cheating. Like, I haven't tried with, like, save states and stuff, but, like, I'm just not that good at things that require actual skill, and, well, I mean, I can beat Dark Souls games, I cannot beat NES Castlevania, and that's not even a particularly hard Nintendo hard game.
I'm like absolute dog ass at like 2D platformers. The one,
same.
the best one, the one that I'm good at
For Pete's
is
sake.
is Oddworld, and that's not a fast-paced 2D platformer. That's like a slow-paced, punishing kind of puzzle 2D platformer.
Yeah, I wonder. I've never played Oddworld. I wonder if I'd like that because I always thought it looked really cool, but I stayed away from it because of the whole it's a super challenging platformer aspect. But I do enjoy like this. I enjoy Dark Souls, which is a little more. So I might enjoy something that's like, okay, it's a slow-paced, punishing sort of platformer. I do not enjoy super punishing, fast-paced platformers. I just do not have the brain for them.
Yeah, Oddworld is definitely like,
Oh, for
there's
Pete's sake.
there's a solution to each problem, and it mostly depends on you figuring out the solution rather than executing it quickly.
Oh, okay. So it's more like a puzzle game.
Yeah.
I do love puzzle games.
There
Oh
are
no! There's that chain of attack in it. So it's like 4 sometimes, not just 3.
There are definitely some times where it's like they'll drop an enemy into an area and you have to run from them for a certain amount of time. And that's obviously more reactive, but it's not, it's not a you're not playing Celeste or Super Meat Boy.
Yeah, those are ones where it's like, I respect it. I have no problem with them. I think they're marvelous games. They are not for me. That is not something I get any enjoyment out of. Kudos to everyone who does. I think it's awesome those games exist, but they're not for me. Now, if memory serves, the remake of Oddworld, or not, like the remaster is not something you want to play, right? Like the, what was it, New and Tasty or whatever was actually not very good.
Well,
or am I misremembering?
No, I honestly haven't really played that much New and Tasty. The honest truth there is that I think that the original 2D backgrounds are so unique and visually appealing that I don't really care for the swap to 3D.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm remembering, is that it ruined the art. I remember something unsavory about the remake.
The new game Soulstorm, I think they completely lost the aesthetic. Like,
maybe that's what I'm remembering most.
I have no interest in that one. I just think the original Oddworld games, like Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, and Exodus, are like gorgeous.
The art style is so pretty. It holds up so well.
It's like phenomenal looking.
Yeah.
It's just such a the atmosphere of those games are so great. It reminds me that I really wanted to get into one game that I really wanted to sort of get into was Rain World because of the similar vibes, but I can never really get into it because it's a bit more reactive than Oddworld is.
Oh, okay. I have heard about Rain World is one that's I've always been a bit curious with, also, but I've never tried. Someone asked how I feel about oh crap, Hollow Knight or Silksong, which that's oh jeez. So when I played Hollow Knight last was before I got back into Dark Souls, and there was a lot I did like about it, but it didn't quite click with me because it was a platformer with punishing boss fights. Now that I have a little bit more experience with Dark Souls, I might click with it better. Or it might just not be for me. But that's another example of, like, I have no actual problems with the game. It was just 2D platformers are not really my thing. But I would have to give it another shot now that I'm a little more versed in, like, the skills it expected me to have. Because I really liked, like, the atmosphere and the aesthetic and everything. I thought it was really good. It just, I got to a couple boss fights where I was like, yeah, I'm just not having fun here.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Hollow Knight, and I think, like,
I think that one is what kills me most of the time, isn't it? Jeez. Anyway, sorry, Dylan, you were saying?
The atmosphere and all the little, like, bug, like, NPCs and all that, I really enjoy. But,
also, one thing that has stuck with me, and that I'm actually this is actually a good reason I should probably try Hollow Knight again, is that I remember the feeling of going from the first area like the first kind of world you're in into the one that's a little more overgrown. Do you know what I'm talking about? I remember that was just incredibly,
or whatever.
Yeah, and it was incredibly cool. The change over it to it kind of being this like, I don't know. In my head, I just remember this sense of sort of like bubbling water, like greenery and bubbling water. And it was like it was still really desaturated and stuff, but I just remember the contrast between that and the previous world always hit me really cool. And I'm actually emulating something like that for Bug Bite in an area, so that would be a good excuse to go give Hollow Knight another shot for sure. What were you gonna say?
The zone diversity in that game is awesome, there's like the whole giant like metropolis city that looks like Bloodborne and all that. There's a lot of really great moments in that game.
Yeah.
But I'm in the same boat. I don't reach for 2D platformers off the cuff.
Yeah, I see the appeal. They're just not within. I think I grew up liking guns too much, so I didn't really grow. I mean, I should amend that and say there are a couple of 2D platformers that do kind of click with me, and I can't figure out why. Like, I really liked Shovel Knight, which does kind of make some sense, but then I also really like the Love series. I don't know if anyone has played those. They're like little indie minimalist platformers. And I really like those for some reason, even though it's like they're not a genre or a style I usually like. I've also really enjoyed N++. Uh-oh. I think this is the second phase, isn't it?
He's fuming.
Yep, he's fuming. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, what is that? Okay. That looked dangerous. Okay, let's get my stamina back. Wasn't quite. Oh, that's an insta-kill at that health. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, that was brutal.
That went pretty
good. Run, though.
Oh, 3 minutes of ads. Oh, jeez. Well, it's probably good that I didn't beat him in that run while everyone was watching ads. That would suck. The Apogee platformers like Crystal Caves, you loved. Yeah, I feel like there's some other... there's a couple, like, 2D platformy like games that I do really like.
Of course, and bringing up Castlevania, I love Symphony of the Night.
Yeah, I have a confession, which is that I haven't actually played Symphony of the Night.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, I need to play this at some point, ones. It looks really cool, I just need to get around to actually playing it. Ooh, that delayed attack there was mean. Is that part of that combo, or was that just coincidence? Because that's mean if...
I think it might have been coincidence. I'd have to see it again.
Let's see. Okay, I think that was the same... Ah, dang it. I got baited. Probably safest to just do single attacks. I feel like I want to do multiple attacks, but I think that's... oh, there I go, doing a multiple attack. I think that's gonna get me killed. Oh, wow! That one again. again! Okay. Roll toward his right. Or, actually, no, don't roll toward his right.
Yeah.
Oops.
During
Dang
that
it.
phase, he like has some really weird slow swings.
Okay, that's good to know. Or you mean during his first phase or second phase?
Second phase.
Okay. Oh boy, phase 2. That's the one that got me, that clipped me last time. That, like, delayed fourth attack.
God, you missed a prime Twitter game dev brain rot conversation.
Oh
last
no!
night.
Oh no, what was it?
The lead dev for No Rest for the Wicked posted a video of a mod he made for Quake that adds damage numbers and health bars above enemies.
Oh lord. That is... Ooh, I need to heal. That is completely unnecessary for Quake.
Yeah. He was like, it has better damage readability.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
like, oh no.
I think there are some developers that have not yet learned the concept of, like, design. There is no, like, objective correct or incorrect design. It completely depends on the overall game design.
Yeah.
Like, maybe for some
Yeah.
people that would add to Quake, but I feel like Quake is one it's designed so that you don't need that. But I would say a counterexample is Serious Sam, which is somewhat similar to Quake, but definitely its own thing. Is a game that benefits a lot from having... what is that? That benefits a lot from having a... from exposing that information about enemies. I don't think Quake would, though. I think... Oh, man. Yeah, that's one of those slow swings you're talking about.
Yeah, one of his like examples he posted was like, you know, the guns in Doom have like a large damage variance. Like, you know, pistol does like 5 to 15 damage, and he's like, you'd never know like, you know, how big the delta is unless you have damage numbers. And my thought process with this stuff is that it kind of doesn't matter how much damage. Like, from the player side of things, it doesn't really matter if the shotgun does like 15 or 30 damage. What matters to them really is like about how many times do I have to click the shotgun for a specific enemy to die.
And also, certainty is not always the correct... Oh, okay, this game. No Rest for the Wicked. I was looking up what it was.
Yeah, which honestly I think is a pretty great game.
Yeah, it looks great.
But I don't think this was like a good argument.
No, because sometimes uncertainty benefits the design. Like, knowing all the information is not always the correct is not always the correct answer. I think in Doom's case, like, I don't know for sure, but I could see how it might be it might be subtractive to take away that element of, like, you don't always kill an imp in one shotgun shot. Maybe it wouldn't be. I don't know. I'd have to see it. But it's, you know, you don't always benefit a design by giving people all information. Sometimes leaving them in the dark about stuff can benefit things.
Especially, and that's super true for anything that kind of has like a horror element to it. Like, I mean, Doom has some like scary moments, but like I'm also thinking like survival horror.
Yeah.
Not knowing how much health an enemy has left is like kind of a, you know, fighting like tyrant and not knowing how close he is to dying is like a part of the tension and the thrill.
Yeah, that's survival horror is a great example because the Resident Evil, like, survival horror design is, at least in the classic games, is kind of built around uncertainty, even down to something like the health display, which does not show you exactly how much health you have left. So, and that leads to questions of like, okay, do I think I'm at the top of caution or at the bottom of caution? And should I use a green herb to make sure that I'm not going to get one hit by something? You know, like, it leads to those sort of questions where if it just showed you exactly how much health you have left, would it ruin the game? No, but it would be subtractive in that way.
Yeah. That one's really funny because in my playthroughs of RE1, I'll be like, oh shit, I'm in like caution. Okay, I'll take a heal. Alright, I'm full health. In the next room, Hunter does its one hit and
oh man, yeah, they're nasty. They're, most of classic RE1 is easier than the remake, but I feel like the Hunters are more dangerous than in the remake.
They're like jump into the air attack to make you waste your bullet is like so evil.
It's so evil, yeah.
And it's you really feel like how it's easier to play Jill because like the shotgun is not good against
yeah
in that game.
Yeah, I think it's because, or I think, oh, there's that slow attack. That is nasty. I think it's because you don't get a assault shotgun like in RE1 remake. Because yeah, I noticed that. It's like, wow, I remember. I'm used to for background, everyone. I have never played through had never played through RE1 original until what was it, last week before? I just played through it anyway, which was really cool and actually left me. I had always been like, I've played the remake is like one of my favorite games ever. I feel like I'm just gonna be disappointed, but I actually had a really good time doing that. And yeah, I'm used to leaning on the shotgun in RE1 Remake, because it's sort of your power weapon, and in RE1 Original, there were a few situations, mostly with Hunters, where it was like, oh, this actually is not good enough, like, I need to get out the grenade launcher.
And you're like, pissed, and it's like, uh-oh.
Yeah. Other than that, though, I will say, that game is hilariously overtuned now, in the modern day. There's like uncountable numbers of green herbs just littered around everywhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I ended my like Chris run with like 30 Magnum rounds still.
Yeah. I think one of the main things that I ended up feeling like, you know, I could see myself going back to this version sometimes also in addition to the remake is just the whole aesthetic. Like, it has that really cool pre-rendered, that cool pre-rendered 3D look to it, and actually the art is really striking in a lot of... I kind of had expected it to just look a little, I don't know, generic, but like their use of colored lighting and stuff is really cool in a lot of those scenes.
Yeah, it's really good. You're playing through RE2 right now?
Yes, I'm on Claire B right now, and then after that I'm gonna, because I know it's not the canon one, but I did Leon A and Claire B, and then I'm gonna move on to RE3. I've played 2 and 3 before, but not in sequence like this. Oh, that didn't feel right. I feel like I should have. I wonder if he's noticed that he keeps recovering 0 souls. Oh, do I keep interacting with the? I think. Yeah.
You're just mentally clearing the battlefield.
Yeah, it just feels wrong not to pick it up. Have you ever played a game called Soma? Yeah, Soma's really good. I don't like it, but it's really good. Soma is the existential stuff about consciousness just didn't ring right with me, but other than that, there is a lot about Soma that I really admire. And it's funny actually this is true of a lot of, or maybe not a lot of, but multiple of Frictional's output, where it's like I've never been that big into the Dark Descent for a variety of reasons, but disagreeing with parts of the Dark Descent was okay.
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah. Was actually like hugely formative for me, like as a game developer. And then there's a bunch of things about Soma that either admiring and emulating, or disagreeing with and doing the opposite of, have been hugely influential to me. Also, it's funny because like I would say I've disliked more of Frictional's output than I have liked, but they're probably one of the most, like one of the biggest influences on me as a horror developer. Because the stuff they've done that I really like, and the stuff they've done that I don't like is always, it's always for like interesting reasons. It's never because like, oh, well, this is just bad. It's always like, well, I think the approach they did here just like doesn't click with the approach that I want to do, or you know, they tried this and I don't think it worked for this reason. It's always for like interesting, smart reasons. Like they, it's, so yeah, I've played Soma. Soma's really cool. Soma, I forgot about this until recently, but like, Soma was a big influence on Iron Lung, not because of the underwater part, but actually because of, the whole like layering of dread, the like layering of existential dread thing. And I'm not even thinking about the, like I said, the consciousness, transhumanist parts of the story. I'm more thinking of like, there was a specific moment where I was like hiding from something, and it was like tense and horrifying, and I'm hiding in a room where there's like a news broadcast playing, like, I don't remember if there's an in-world sort of explanation for what this would be, but it's like, I interpret it as being, this is like the final news broadcast that happened before literally everybody died, and it's just like the news coverage of the apocalypse happening. And I'm dying because I'm talking. And that whole, and that just really struck with me, the like, this situation is so fucked in multiple ways. Like, I am a robot consciousness in a robot body. I'm hiding from some sort of horrifying monster, like, way below on the ocean floor, and the entire Earth has been destroyed. And that whole, like, idea of just layering, bad things was exactly what I tried doing with Iron Lung, where it's like, there are just layers of this situation being absolutely fucked.
Yeah, as a sci-fi fan, I totally understand your sort of your dislike about the way that they handle.
I wouldn't even call it dislike. It's more just it didn't ring true to me, because I believe in more. I guess I have a more individual. What would you say? More of like an individualist view of consciousness. Like I don't believe that you could clone somebody's intellect and have that achieve consciousness. Of course, there's no way to prove that one way or the other. That's just that's what I mean by it didn't really quite ring true to me. But doesn't make it bad. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted you. What were you gonna say?
No, I think it's fascinating as like a sci-fi fan, because like I think a lot of good sci-fi sort of tackles questions like that, and invites the sort of like, well, is that really how we see sort of like consciousness? Can you sort of achieve that with like, can you take someone's like memories and put them to something? It's almost kind of like a ship of Theseus thing. Like
Yeah.
what at what point are you no longer the person that you are?
Yeah, definitely. It's a very interesting topic to cover, and I do think I do think that that part of the story was definitely very interesting. I also had some problems with like the writing itself, but that's it's a video game, whatever. Oh man, it's that dumb sword swipe. And yes, I loved The Bunker. The Bunker is one of the best things to come out of horror in years. That game is so good.
Game.
I love that game. So that it's that one, and I'll need to replay it to see how I feel about it now. But back in the day, I was absolutely in love with Penumbra Overture. Those are the two and I will say, when I played Amnesia in college, that was the scariest thing I'd ever played by a massive margin. I think that's probably still the most scared I have ever been playing a video game. Probably ever will be at this point. I didn't enjoy it. I couldn't finish it because it was just so frightening. It was actually actively unpleasant. But yeah, that's the most any game has ever scared me. So take that for, I don't know if that I would call myself a fan of it because I have issues with it, but boy, at the time it did do its job well. Probably if you're younger, not to be an old man about it, but if you're younger, it might be difficult to really even explain the new level of, like, because there had been games before that explored the idea of being vulnerable and not being able to fight back, but there weren't many, and I don't think there were any real mainstream ones. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dylan. I know there was like Clock Tower and things like that, but I know in college, as sort of a more casual fan of horror games, I had never played something before that created those moments of, oh, I actually have to just run and hide from this thing.
Yeah.
And like I said, it wasn't a completely untouched concept, but it was, I think, unless you were someone who was into games like Clock Tower or whatever, it's not something you would have really come up against until that point. It was like this whole new level of being afraid.
Which Clock Tower is an interesting one because it's almost similar to Oddworld in that sense, where it's like a puzzle game as a horror game, where there is a solution to getting away from Scissorman. You just have to figure it out before he kills you.
Okay, gotcha. I haven't ever really played classic Clock Tower, so I just know of it. But that feeling of like, okay, I've just run from this thing and I'm hiding in a closet and praying it doesn't open the door. It's like, I had never played anything like that, and it was like, this is too much. Like, this is actually unpleasant. Then Outlast did it to death. Yeah, I mean, so I don't like Outlast, but I will say at the time, at the time it wasn't quite done to death yet. Like, Outlast was sort of the Terraria to the Dark Descent's Minecraft. I feel, so I don't think Outlast can completely be blamed for that, I guess is what I'm saying. I think it was, I don't think any one game shares the blame for the immense proliferation of hide-and-seek horror. It's just that so many games did it.
And now we have, like, hide-and-seek mascot horror. It's like generations of developing different ways to sort of make that genre fresh again.
Yeah, and I suspect now if you're younger, that's just such a commonplace, like, video game trope. I don't even know if it's possible to really accurately communicate how different and frightening that was at the time. Not just Amnesia either. I remember even Slender at the time was like, this is actually terrifying, and it's really funny now in hindsight. I thought I could get the heal in.
Yeah, I remember having my friends come over and making them play 8 pages on
Yeah.
my like laptop. It was funny.
What other types of horror games are there besides hide and seek horror? Well, at the time, pretty much everything was, I guess, what we would now call action horror. But I think then was just, I guess, probably just survival horror. Either that or there's like that, and there were like point and click kind of puzzle horror games. But I think for the most part, like survival horror or action horror. Like I remember a Game Trailers, was it Game Trailers? It was one of the old websites. They had like a top 10 scariest games at the time, like that I remember watching at that point. And I remember like The Suffering was on there, which is just an action game. There was let's see, Resident Evil was on there, Silent Hill. What is that? Eternal Darkness. So if, this gives you an idea of, like, that's what horror games were. Usually it was more like you, can't fight back as effectively against the monsters, or... I mean, heck, Resident Evil at the time was considered terrifying. Or, Resident Evil 4 at the time was considered terrifying.
Even then, though, like, survival horror kind of went through its own schism with Resident Evil 4. Like, survival horror had its sort of, like, golden age of tank controls and stuff. Everyone got tired of tank controls. Then Resident Evil 4 came out, and it was sort of like that started the arms race for action horror, and everything's starting to evoke that. And we didn't really get survival horror games as prominently for quite a few years.
No, really not up until, well, probably Resident Evil 7, right?
And I guess like 2014, like Alien Isolation and...
Well, that's true. That one's kind of a mix of things.
Yeah, this is true.
Very similar. It's proto The Bunker is what it is.
Yeah.
I think maybe there was something indie-wise that I'm forgetting about, but I think Resident Evil 7 was the first big time where it's like, oh, actual classic survival horror mechanics are back in a new game. I could be completely wrong about that, though. Someone correct me if there was something else I'm forgetting.
Definitely the indie scene sort of picked up the, like, traditional survival horror kind of ball.
Yeah.
Once people gave up on it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a good handful now of really good... Oh, man! Wow, that seems like how would I even get the time to heal? Yeah, there's a nice little handful now of, like, really good classic survival horror indie games. Of course, the biggest one is Signalis. But then there's... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Darkwood was in early access for a little while, right? 2014. Yeah, so
Yeah.
2014...
That's not really
Definitely.
classic survival. I'm thinking more of, like, really literal...
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Someone just asked.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like, there's Signalis, there's Conscript is pretty darn good. One of my favorites is
County.
Alyssa. Crow County, yeah. Oh, and Tormented Souls, too. It's sort of the nasty cousin of all these more J-horror ones. Tormented Souls is like, yeah, here's just straight up torture porn.
Yeah,
Tormented Souls
I've
is good, though.
I've talked about that a lot of the, like, I think Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1 does kind of have, like, a almost survival horror aspect to it, especially in certain areas.
Definitely. Oh, I got the rhythm bad. Silent Hill through 4 carried that torch. Well, 4 was, wasn't that, like, early 2000s, though? Like, that was... Because the torch kind of died out pretty early.
Yeah, every Silent Hill after 4 is a bit of, like, tires spinning in the mud.
I mean, Homecoming is literally Legend of Zelda combat. Like, I don't know. Well, to be fair, though, Silent Hill has always been its own slightly different sort of survival horror game than Resident Evil. So I don't know when you'd say... Because probably Homecoming. I think Homecoming is what most people would say is, like, that's where Silent Hill really lost the plot. Ooh. Oh! No, I just thought of one, actually. Zombie. Do you remember Zombie U?
Oh my god, yeah.
That was actually a really neat little game. Yeah. That was actually kind of... Oh. That was a pretty survival horror... Classic survival horror influenced. That was a precursor to Resident Evil 7. Shattered Memories strikes me as the first AAA run away from everything horror. Maybe. Because Outlast and Amnesia and Slender and all of that were all indie games. So you could be right. Alright, I'm gonna try concentrating this time and try and make more progress than none at all. Okay. Come on now.
Yeah, Condemned.
Yeah, Condemned is great. And yeah, you're right, still pretty unique in horror games. Although there's a few other ones. There's a few Condemned likes that are, I think, all still in development that I can... Well, I mean, there's a couple of indie ones, but like there's like smaller indie ones, but I think there's a few more like AA ones in development. I can't remember any of the names of them though. I mean, one of them is by Dom, who's a New Blood guy. What is that called again? Sicario Thugs? Sirocco Thugs, yeah. No, Sicario is something different. Oh, I thought I'd get behind him. Oh, that pattern they do is... Oh. I need to get some... That's so slow! It's so slow!
It's so mean.
Yeah. Shattered Memory was 2009. Was it? It was that old? So wait, actually... That might actually because Amnesia was 2010, wasn't it? I need to look this up now. Because maybe that... I think that might actually predate Amnesia. Yeah. Amnesia was 2010. So that does actually predate it, you're right. That's right, that was a Wii game. I remember that now because it had really impressive, like, flashlight shadows. And it was on the Wii. Okay, that works. Probably should heal. Okay, I think that gives me time to heal. Just barely. Aw, man. That is a heal. Oh, that clipped me. Crap. I think that one always goes to the right, right? So... Okay, no, I gotta roll to the left to avoid that one. That is so long and so slow.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Pigface. I need to play that. That looks pretty cool. Alan Wake is... I mean, I would count Alan Wake as pretty definitively action, like an action game. It's in third person, but it's like, it's very, there's not really a lot of survival horror elements to it. It's more just an action game with scary shadow guys. You usually just run away from that attack. Okay, yeah, maybe I'm gonna do that too, because... as long as I stay behind him. As with most Dark Souls bosses. As long as you stay behind, it's not too bad.
Oh yeah, I played Routine. That game is awesome.
Yeah, that's on my list to get. It sounds really good.
Yeah, quite enjoyed that one.
Oh, I'm gonna die here. No, I did not. Okay. Get one of those. Oops. There we go. I can't believe that didn't get me. Oh, I don't know why, but my brain said I was outside of the range of that attack. My brain was incorrect.
Yeah, I remember hearing about Routine when I was in college.
Is it really that old? It's would that would be like what, early 2010s, right?
Yeah, like 20... I think I remember hearing about it in 2014.
Wow. Ah,
No.
dang it. Is the rapier fully upgraded? I believe it is. Actually, wait, how old are you, Dylan?
34.
Okay. I guess that, because I was like, well, 2014, that I was not in college at that point, but I guess that 2 years would make a difference. 2014 feels like it was a long way away from my college years, but I guess it was only like, I don't know, When did I graduate? I think I graduated in, what, 2012, if I remember right? So, I guess 2 years.
Yeah, I went, started 2011 went to 2015.
Okay. I don't know why I didn't attack there. Alright, gotta get a heal in here. Ooh, that could have gone
So
really badly.
lucky.
Yeah. That was not good. Need to get a heal in here now again, also.
Oh no.
Okay. I'll check the rapier to make sure. I'm pretty sure it's fully upgraded. Anyone have an opinion on the new Cthulhu: The Cosmic Abyss? I actually haven't seen much about. I think I'm kind of out of the loop on a lot of stuff, to be honest. So I don't really know much about it. Where does? Oh, plus 10. Plus 10 is the max, right?
I think so. It depends on the weapon type.
I know I couldn't get the guy in Majula to upgrade it anymore, so... Maybe a different blacksmith could. At some point here, when I really feel like I'm getting close, I'm going to use a humanity to get that little bit of extra health back too.
Oh, good idea.
And then I could I could replace the Ring of Binding with something else for a bit too, which might help. Yeah, don't go for 2 hits. It is never worth it. Don't go for the heal when he does this, it is a trap. That was lucky. Oh no, the input buffering got me there.
That shit still gets me even all the way to Elden Ring.
Yeah. Ha! That worked. Hehehe. Attack? No attack? Ah, okay. Ah, dang it. Have you seen... Oh, man, yeah, the OG Ganados in Resident Evil 4 being able to dodge your attacks in the GameCube version. I did see that. That's that's really disappointing. That's well, not in the PC HD version.
So I looked into that.
Uh-huh.
What it is for whatever reason, early Resident Evil games, when they shipped them to the like Western versions, they made tweaks to make it harder on Western audiences. I think it was maybe a combination of the expectations that Western audiences were better at like gun games, and the prevalence of like rentals in the Western market.
Oh, right, that would make sense.
So that's why RE2 doesn't have like auto aim in the Western versions of the game, but they do. They do in the Japanese versions of the game. So with the RE4 GameCube differences. When they ship, so it's not technically specifically just a GameCube thing. It depends on the version of the game. Because there's the PAL version, and then there's the like international Western release. And the international Western release has a couple tweaks that make the game different than the PAL version of the game. Which the PAL version, I believe, is what they would eventually turn into the HD re-release for like Steam and stuff. And one of the differences is that the adaptive difficulty value that the game starts with is at 5,500 instead of 3,500.
Oh, okay. I forgot about the adaptive difficulty thing in RE4.
Yeah. And Ganados start dodging and blocking with their hands at 5,500. So you won't see that on the PAL version of the game until the adaptive difficulty reaches that value.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense then. So it isn't actually a... Oh, sorry, continue.
Now, there are certain changes that are beyond just that difference. But in terms of like Ganado's dodging, it's purely that difference. It's the adaptive difficulty starting at 5,500 instead of 3,500. But to compensate for that margin of difficulty, the GameCube International release for the Western audiences also has some other tweaks. Namely, it drops a lot more ammunition and a lot more herbs compared to the PAL version. So
the Western version does, you said, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah. So
that explains some things also.
There is some things in that version that are harder, and some things that are like laughably more easy. Like the amount of ammo you get in the Western versions is like absurd.
See, I remembered that being the case when I played it, you know, when I was younger on the GameCube. I remembered having a lot more ammo than I have in recent years playing on PC, and I thought it was just a false memory, but maybe not.
Yeah, so there are differences between the two versions, but it's not as clear cut as like, oh, the PC version is a lot easier, like innately. There's just like all their early Resident Evil releases, there's just weird differences between some of the different versions.
Rip. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I did, and also it was unfortunate that whole. I mean, that was a cool, interesting discussion to have come out of it, but I do know that started originally because of the absolutely just boneheaded, stupid RE4 versus RE4 remake fans thing.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a word that I'm not going to use. It's just so stupid to me. Like, I don't, of course... It's definitely valid to like one more than the other, or prefer one to the other, but that being like a fight, it's like, what side are you on? That's so stupid. They're both great. They're both extremely good games. They both have a lot of merit to them.
Yeah, I think it's funny that argument like grew into, oh, you know, we're not even going to care about RE4 Remake versus RE4 now. Now it's RE4 PAL versus RE4 like international Western release. Like, you're not a true RE4 fan unless you've played this version of the game.
Right. It's so dumb.
It's hilarious.
It's a good reminder of why engaging in fandoms on Twitter is not a very satisfying or enjoyable way to enjoy being a fan of something.
Yeah. It's kind of like going to like, being like, oh man, I really like this game, and going to like the Reddit for it, and then it's just a wall of people like complaining about the game. It's like, oh, I kind of don't like.
Yeah, it's like, I don't even like this anymore now.
I was enjoying this game when I wasn't hearing other people's opinions about it.
Yeah. Okay, I deserved that one. Oh, this is gonna go badly. Okay, that worked. And that was very risky. Ah! Yeah, I think whoever
so
said
hard.
to run from that is right. I don't think there's a way I can roll through that. I mean, it might be possible to roll through it. I don't know if there's a way I can roll through it, though. Yeah, honestly, that's why I kind of have disengaged from, like, Stalker stuff recently,
Yeah.
because it's just, like, Stalker 2 and all of that just facilitated the worst parts of you know, having a fandom. It was just like, I don't even want to think about this anymore. It's just gross.
When you get to the point where you're making videos just to like cherry pick like specific things of like, oh look what this game did versus what this game did, I'm like, man, I kind of don't care. Like there's
Yeah, I think
you could,
I think I would have cared when I was younger. Like, I could see
Yeah.
myself more like in college or in high school or college being like, yeah, this is, you know, I really feel like I feel strongly about this version's better than the other version. But now at this point it's like I just don't care. I think I've become not less opinionated, but definitely less opinionated when it comes to like franchise entries. And now it's just like, whatever.
and to me, like, it's not that those details don't matter, because a lot of times they do. But I feel like a lot of it is kind of missing the forest for the trees.
Exactly.
Where like
Yeah.
a lot of games have inherent value beyond just like the minute details. Like,
They're
there are
more
games
than
that
the
don't-
sum of their parts.
Yeah, there are games that
Yeah.
like have less detail but are inherently like very good games on their own. Or like they'll be like weak in one particular aspect. Like I'm trying to think of like a good example, but you know, you could be like, look how bad the reload animations are in Fear. Like Fear doesn't have super good like reload animations.
No, it does
But
not.
it has
Yeah.
but it has some of the best like enemy reaction and like environmental reaction effects. So it's like, you know, you can only really do so much by like cherry picking specific. It's kind of like the CinemaSins thing. It's like you're not really sort of watching a movie for like what the movie is about. You're just sort of like cherry picking specific things.
You're
make
trying
it
to
look
fill
bad.
up a scorecard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and in this situation, like, I definitely think there are some things that are better in the original game than they are in the remake. I also think there are some things in the remake that are better than in the original game. And I think both of them are phenomenal, top of their class action horror games that I don't like. I feel like there's not a all or nothing thing. It's like these are both extremely good games riffing on the same material, and both have their pluses and minuses. Like I will go out on a limb and say that I think the entire section after the Del Lago fight is just straight up better in the remake than it is in the original game. I don't think that's a knock against the original game either. I just think it's like, you know, this is better in this game. But then there's some stuff that I think is like, I will definitely say that I think that the visual identity of the original game is a lot stronger than the remake.
Yeah, 100%.
For example. Aw, man. Yeah, Dark Souls is bad because when enemies are far away, they become stop motion. Yeah, lazy devs. Yeah, it's just kind of how the discourse of the day is. It's not new to have that focus on like, oh, here's one specific out of context detail that isn't up to par in this game. Like, that's not really a new argument, but I think it does. It has been amplified quite a bit by now, you know, YouTube existing and everyone being able to capture footage of. Like, I think that does amplify that idea more.
one of the funniest things is that so one of the critiques was like, oh look, like RE4 reuses this base cup from Village or whatever. Like, you know, the RE Engine games reuse a lot of the same assets.
The bolt cutters, for one thing, which I still am sad did not return in Requiem. We got wire cutters, but it's not the same.
We got, yeah, the pliers. But it's funny because that was like an argument against like, oh, you know, the original games have so much soul because they didn't reuse assets. And I'm like, we are now old enough that people have retconned the like arguments against the original Resident Evil 3, which was that it reused too many assets from RE2.
Yeah. Nuke Fume Night, more like Fume Shite. Yeah, I hear that wrong.
Like the original games reused assets like all the fucking time.
Yeah.
They reused the entirety of RPD in RE3.
Yeah, and that is just a common thing throughout game development history. Maybe that's a consequence of like growing up in an age where, with this level of like production value and fidelity put into games, is you develop this expectation that games are always going to have brand new assets, which is weird, especially when we get into like, do you know how many do you know how many like environmental assets that games use are just stock environmental assets? Like,
you remember the big lawsuit that RE4 went through because they didn't credit the artists that made a lot of the texture work for. So they basically bought like a booklet of photographs for the original RE4 and didn't properly credit or give royalties to the artists that took those photographs, and there was a whole big legal battle. They had to like settle it out of court.
I remember it was even in like their like the logo, right?
Yeah,
there was yeah. That's that gave when that happened, that gave me a lot of oh, it's that attack. Shoot, I thought it was... Okay, yeah. My brain told me it was that attack. Which... Okay, please get the heal in. I shouldn't roll. I shouldn't roll for that. People who want to have hot takes on game devs, by and large, are not game devs. Yeah, or not or don't have a lot of experience being game devs yet. I think probably with anything, the more experience you get, the more you're like, yeah, there's reasons for all of these things that I thought were stupid in the beginning.
Yeah, and I saw it for like Silent Hill as well, which it's like Silent Hill 3 literally reused a huge part of the world from Silent Hill 2. Like you literally go and it's like, oh, this is just the town from Silent Hill 2 again.
Yeah. Ah, dang it.
Or my favorite one is all the enemies in System Shock 2 reuse a bunch of the animation mocap.
Yes! Yes!
So, like, the hybrids will hold up the shotguns like it's a sword at times.
That always confused me when I was younger, because I played System Shock 2 before I played Thief. So it's just like, why did they animate these like that? That's so weird.
Yeah.
Back to the center of the arena so I have a little more room.
The worms made them hold the guns like that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a believable in-world explanation for the animation reuse. Ah, dang it. Alright, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna hit the bathroom and then we will try this again.
Yeah, I never like those kind of arguments of like, oh, you know, old devs were like real devs and new devs like cut corners and stuff like that, because it's the industry has always been like devs cut corners when they can, and you know they try and focus on the important elements, and like game development has changed in a lot of ways, but I don't think it's I don't think you can really say that like, oh, you know, asset reuse and recycling and stuff like that is only a thing that's only recently occurred in game development. It's been around for a long, long time. Valve games too, like the fucking there's so many like Half-Life assets that will show up in like Left 4 Dead and TF2 and all that kind of stuff. Like they basically they reused as much as they could without, you know, breaking the art style.
All right, so if you want a little example of what it is like having a 2.5-year-old toddler, Rowan, who is 2.5, found a Switch cartridge, a Switch game, and he dipped it in my wife's Mountain Dew and then put it in his mouth, trying to eat it. And then, if you remember from Switch launch, the cartridges have a bitterant in them to keep children from doing exactly that. So he was really mad and like has now thrown up twice.
Oh no!
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Yeah, and this is not an unusual. Well, I mean, he's never done specifically this before, but this is just sort of the flavor of things that he does. 2-year-olds. When people talk about the terrible twos, this is what they mean. They're just sort of like agents of chaos and anger. They spread chaos everywhere and then just get angry at everything. Also, I just realized I was naming off all of these indie survival horror games, and I didn't name off my brother's own game, which is My Friendly Neighborhood. Which, I'm biased, but I do think is one of the best ones, and is probably one of the closest ones to, like the navigational, like, resource management sort of survival horror design of, like, Resident Evil 1 Remake and stuff. And, also, neither of us mentioned Gloomwood, which is 50% a survival horror game. Although that one,
according to our negative reviews, it's neither survival horror nor ImSim.
Well, what is it then?
I don't know.
Gloom Sim?
Fake game.
Fake game. It doesn't actually exist.
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
We should have some sort of clever, like, genre name for it. Couldn't be. It couldn't be survival sim though, because obviously that's a genre that exists that Gloomwood is not. Immersive horror? No, that doesn't work either. Immersive survival? Nah, none of these really work. A frobber. A frob horror.
Immersive rage bait. Yeah.
No, actually, it would be a
rage game.
Frob Tetris. That's its genre name, because it's inventory Tetris from Resident Evil 4, and it's a frob game because it's an immersive sim. So it's a frob Tetris, Frobris. That's a terrible genre name. Immersive rage bait is good. Frobris. I've been going back to Twitter a little bit more lately for a couple reasons, none of which are that I want to. More, we're just like preparing for stuff. But one of the things I saw was someone who was like, they were like, they were like, I played one of the best Tetris clones I ever played was like a fat fetish game. So they just played it with like a towel covering the side of the screen with the fat woman on it. And I've never looked up a game so fast in my life. I believe the name of the game was like Fatris or something like that. That's why I'm thinking of it, because it was like some really dumb pun on Tetris.
Oh, that's disgusting. What game is it?
Yeah, that's disgusting. Please tell me what game it was so I can avoid it. It's a Gloomer shooter. Gloomer shooter works, yeah. Honestly, genre names are never very accurate. Like, they're never great. Unless it's something really generic like fighting game. Or I guess first person shooter is pretty accurate for a genre name. But, you know, things like immersive sims, that doesn't really describe them very well. It's, you know, if you're not familiar with what an immersive sim is, you'd be like, oh, so it's like a simulator game? It's like, you know, survival horror. It's like, I guess maybe at the time it makes some sense. Survival action, I feel like, would make more sense. Like, at the time, because at the time it was like, the defining characteristic wasn't really that it's a horror game with more survival elements. It was more like, okay, it's an action game with more survival and more horror elements. You know what I mean? Anyway, my point is just that genre names are never all that great. So Gloomer shooter could work. Speaking of kids eating Switch games, your brother thought his dog ate Mario Wonder, was lamenting it, and his daughter goes, "I'm so sorry." 5-year-old too. Yeah, honestly, it depending on the 5 or 6-year-old, that can still maybe more like 4 or 5-year-old can still have some pretty shocking toddler tendencies, like still putting random things in their mouths and getting into stuff like a toddler would. Just depends on the kid. Go back here and heal. Ooh, that was close. Oh, I felt that going wrong as it happened. Honestly, that one would be safer to roll into rather than away from. I should be doing that. Probably don't have to roll away when I'm that far behind him too, but that feels like it could go very badly if I if I don't estimate correctly. Oh, yeah, shouldn't roll into that. Or shouldn't roll away from that, rather. Oh no, I'm stamina starved. Crap. Ooh. Okay. Heal, 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 heal. Dark Souls 2 tracking, you have betrayed me once again. Okay, 2 rolls will get through it. Still not very safe, though. Shoot. I need to heal. Nope, nope, nope. Okay. Okay, it worked. Didn't feel good about it, but it worked.
Yeah, it worked for now.
Yeah. Yeah. Rolling away is the move for that one. I'm gonna actually top off here. Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Wow. Oh, I think I'm dead here. No, I'm not.
it's
Okay.
good.
I'm dead there,
No,
though. Okay. That went okay.
That was a good, yeah, that was a good phase too.
Yeah. David, will you ever work with Gianni? Maybe. I just haven't. I mean, he's done stuff in games that I've worked on. I've never worked on him with any of my personal projects. Mostly just because I haven't really had a big need for voice acting.
Actually, just had a session with him yesterday.
Yeah. Alright, let's try this again. What's a genre?
So we've had to really put Gianni through the ringer because it's like, okay, I need you to sound like you're the doctor and you're being morphed into a rat painfully.
Yeah. And then he's like, oh, that happened to me once. I know exactly what to do.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Oh no. Meat and Fuck Kingdom. I haven't thought about that in a while. Oh, shoot. I only know of Meat and Fuck games because of Retsu Prey. It's kind of funny how they're, like, way back in the day on Flash game sites, you'd have an assortment of, like, some common tropes of the sorts of games that would show up. And now that Steam, you know, is pretty much an open storefront, it's like you have the exact same games showing up. So it's like, it's like, oh, you know, cheap Gooner games, those aren't anything new. We had those back in the day. They were just on a different platform.
There was like a viral tweet that I thought was funny that was like, I don't understand porn games. They're neither great porn nor great games. So what are they for?
So I actually have never played a porn game before. So I would actually like to know that also. What is the appeal?
I played them when they were like Flash games, like in the
Right.
early 2000s, and that was mostly because it was really
Uh-oh.
easy to find
Uh-oh.
porn games.
Yeah, that makes sense. The only difference is that Steam doesn't have games where Mario says the fuck word.
You know, the sum of their parts thing from
I
earlier.
guess it's that. Well, I guess with visual novels, does the dramatic and emotional connection with the characters, does that enhance the experience? I guess that makes sense with visual novels. The ones I don't get are the clickers or the match 3 games or whatever. Layman's lying, he played... I did play Hunkenstein, that's true. I guess that counts. Although I played the stream-friendly version.
I always think it's funny when there's like multiple entries in like a porn game series. It's like furry feet 6. I'm like, there needed to be 6 of them.
Surely the porn game equivalent of this could have been an email is this could have been a DLC.
Like, did we really need 4 more sex with Hitlers?
That's right. I forgot about sex with Hitler.
And our favorite game, Sex Chess.
Yeah. Sex with Hitler is one of those, like, yeah, you thought up the title first, didn't you?
Feet are like that's a generic kink now. Like everyone's already we've already seen the foot kink now. We're on to armpits now.
Are we on to armpits now? I don't know if I'm ready for that.
I don't know if I'm ready for the armpit kink.
See, I've never understood the feet thing, but at least there it's like, all right, I can put up with this. I don't understand the armpit thing, and I'm like, I don't want to see a bunch of I don't want to see a bunch of art of people's armpits. I don't want to see that on my social media feed. That just sounds gross.
When they came for the feet people, there wasn't one of them, so I said nothing.
Yeah. Ankles are where it's at. See, at least feet and ankles are like it's not like armpits are offensive but like feet and ankles are just like a non-thing if you're not into it. It's like, oh, okay, there's a foot. Armpits is like, Could be worse. It could be hand holding. Oh, that's too degenerate. Hand holding's too degenerate even for me. Oh, wow. Okay, see, that's an example of I thought I was outside his range, and I was not.
So we have 2 friends that we go like on a weekly basis. We'll go over to their place to watch. Allie and I are trying to like enjoy good anime.
Okay.
Where we're the like the really mainstream ones that people like Frieren and stuff like that. Just because we're like neither of us are big anime fans.
Yeah.
And we're just sort of like maybe having someone who has watched a lot of anime guide us through this would be great. But
yeah,
the funny thing is that because our friends are evil, they're like, okay, we'll do that, but you also have to watch an episode of a bad anime.
Oh no,
we start the good stuff. So like we have to tolerate like, oh my god, this is just literally like fetish anime. It's not even like I think the one they showed us was called like Konosuba or something like that. It was literally just like it's basically like an RPG, like medieval anime, but it's so gratuitously like, oh, this shot is literally just of this girl's breasts, just like in armor.
It's just like
bruh.
aggressive fan service.
It's so bad.
I miss the days of, so I miss when anime wasn't as mainstream, and it's not because I'm interested in, like, I know basically nothing about anime. I have watched very little, but I miss when I miss the you know, people who watch anime are degenerates joke. I always thought that was funny, because you'd be like I always love the, like, yeah, people who watch anime are degenerates, and then people who watch anime are like, oh yeah, definitely. Like, you know what I mean? I always like that, like, you can make fun of someone who watches anime, even if you also watch anime. And now it's just like, well, everyone watches it. It's not, you know, it's not funny anymore.
The crazy thing is that some of the animes make fun of that too. Like, they'll call the characters like, oh, you're like a fucking NEET or a weeb or whatever. And it's like, who is this being made for?
Yeah.
The people watching that are these things.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you can't make fun of someone for being a nerd anymore. Like, you mean, like, everyone? You mean, like, oh, dear. Oh, jeez! Okay. It's like, yeah, you mean the suburban dad across the street with a blue or white collar job and, like, 3 kids. He watches Star Wars. You know, like, everyone's a nerd now. I'm sure it probably feels like I am so not a comic, like a comic or graphic novel person. Like, I just know nothing about it, but I'm sure it feels similarly if you're into that scene where it's like, oh, yeah, now the most mainstream thing in the entire world is liking Marvel.
Yeah.
I did really like season 1 of One Punch Man. I watched that one, and that was really fun. I would have continued, but I heard the subsequent seasons are really, really bad.
See, I prefer that, where it's like, oh, you know, season 1 and 2 are really good, instead of the show gets really good by season 8. You just have to tolerate season 1 through 7.
Yeah.
Like, cool.
Yeah, I can't do that. I'm slowly now watching through Hannibal from 2013.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why I picked that one, but it just kind of, I don't know, it struck me. So I've been watching through that, and it's really good. I'm glad that I'm finally watching it, but also, like, that's about my limit as far, and it's like, what, 3 seasons? And that's right at the top of my limit of, like, I think I might be able to get through all of this. 1 season is where I'm most comfortable. It's like, oh, okay, it's a single season of a thing. I think I can do that. If it's more than 1 season, that's stretching it. If it's like getting past 3 seasons, that is just not happening. That's like, I am probably never going to watch Breaking Bad. Not like, I'm sure it's a phenomenal show. That is not gonna happen.
It's funny because he's not even like Walter White, like Heisenberg until like season 2 or whatever.
Right. I watched I think the first episode of Breaking Bad, and I've like seen all the memes, and you know, I know a lot of stuff about it. But oh man. I have seen, I think, when it comes to children's shows, though, now, especially that I have children, I've seen quite, like, I think I've seen at least half the episodes of Phineas and Ferb. And that show went on for, I don't even know how many seasons, like 12 or something. Because, you know, the children are obsessively watching it in the room, you know, whenever you're walking through or whatever. Solid kid show. Oh yeah, Phineas and Ferb is great. I do kind of wish that they had just made the entire show just centered around Doofenshmirtz and Perry the Platypus, though, because that is by far the best part. Like, I
the
will...
obligatory feet shots in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
Yeah, just I don't get the feet stuff. It doesn't do anything for me. That's the wrong. I'm the wrong David. The other New Blood David. Well, actually, no. There's more than just Dave and I now, right? I don't even know. I don't know people's real names. I only know. I think there's another, at least one or two more Davids now. I might be wrong though.
You got the wrong Dave.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got the wrong New Blood David. Didn't know children still watch cartoons. Well, yeah, our children do. Our children do not inject, or at least they inject as little TikTok brain rot as possible. They still, the brain rot still finds its way in. Like they'll still, if we give in and let them start watching their like Amazon pad things again, they'll find all of, they'll find the brain rot games. Because even if you have children's settings on with this stuff, like they're not gonna find stuff that's technically it's not technically inappropriate, but it is junk. It's like, oh, one of the Elsa Dentist Simulator or whatever. But yeah, oh, I can't believe I survived that.
That was dangerous.
Yeah. I feel like those two attacks are the... Oop, okay, I say that and I get hit. So I thought there I didn't have time to run away, so I thought if I rolled as tightly as I could to his left that I would get past it, but I wasn't... I accidentally rolled to his right. Clearly into BDSM, I wouldn't be playing Dark Souls 2 otherwise. Well, you might have a point there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I've got so many humanities. I'm just gonna use one here.
Isn't Miyazaki like a feet guy?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Everyone's always barefoot.
Legally required feet sequence in Elden Ring.
Yeah. Increase strength. Do I have? Maybe I'll put on. What ring is that? The one that increases physical attack. Is that this one? Yeah. I'll put that on and just see if that does anything. Yeah, well, our oldest is getting old enough now. Actually has been for a couple years, where she's seeing friends in school who have smartphones, and she really wants to have a smartphone.
Oh no, it begins.
Yeah, and we haven't figured that out yet. I know there are some options now for like a extremely locked down smartphone that you can get for kids. But we would like to keep her away from that for as long as possible. Not because, like, we try not to be super protective, but it's like, I do not want my 8-year-old going on Twitter,
Yeah.
Or
this was easier back in the day because it's like our flip phones could only, like, the best thing that they could really do was play like Tetris. Mm-hmm. It's like they couldn't really do much else.
Yeah. She's also been asking about Roblox, and I'm just
no.
I don't know a ton about Roblox, but I'm like, can't you play? I don't know. I don't know a ton about Roblox. My association with it is it's kind of, well, I don't want to like say the wrong thing and be super insulting to like Roblox creators, because I know that is a real legitimate like thing you can do as a job. But my impression of Roblox is that a lot of it is pretty much slop, and also I just don't know enough about the online, about like the culture of it, to know how she would be able to be safe in that, in that sort of online space. So I've just been like, I Can't you do something else? I don't know. What is that something where it's like there's like there's quality experiences and a lot of fun that could be had there, and it's, or is it actually kind of just like a slop farm that's dangerous for kids, or like I don't know enough about. Yeah, I know. Iron. Oh, dang it! Oh, I survived.
Iron Lung is all over the Roblox store. You didn't do that.
Yeah,
You mean you weren't involved in pressure, David? I can't believe it.
Yeah, I heard there's something real nasty going on with that, but I don't really know anything about that other than they say they were inspired by Iron Lung, I guess?
Yeah. What was it? Someone asking you, what's your thoughts on the whole pressure thing? And
oh,
you're
yeah.
like, what's that?
I don't, yeah. Oh, no! I swore I timed that right. Social media is especially rough on girls. I'll bet it is, yeah. Yeah, I want her to be able to, like, keep, connect with her friends and interact with them, and I know, like, this is the social media is the new way that happens, but haven't figured out how we're gonna do that quite yet. Maybe then comes the Roblox currency requests. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm so I feel really conflicted and unsure of what to do on it because I did have an extremely wouldn't say shelter. I had an extremely guarded childhood growing up. Not to crazy like, not to like crazy cult-like extents or anything, but my parents were always pretty protective of what we had in the house or what we were exposed to. So that's sort of the background I come from. Yeah, more like Christian family values guarded. Not just that, but also, I mean, 'cause I feel like that comes with negative connotations, and I think in a lot of cases they were like, I think a lot of what my parents were hesitant to kind of adopt or to have available in the house was justified. It was never like oh, you're not allowed to go out and see friends or anything like that. It was like okay, you're when you're younger, you're extremely limited on what TV you can watch and how long you're allowed. Oh, I'm gonna die here. Nope. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay, I need to get a heal in. Oh no. Ah. So that's kind of it was, we didn't have any sort of cable or anything growing up. We just watched, when I was younger, we pretty much just watched PBS, really. So, like, my childhood shows were, like, Wishbone or things like that. So that's sort of the background I come from, and we're not quite as, we're not as protective with our kids, my wife and I, and Zoom, yeah, I remember Zoom. But so I guess what I'm trying to say is it's hard to figure out exactly where's the line between, like, being appropriately protective and overprotective, because ideally, if I had my choice over it, my kid would never be on social media, because I think I think that the negatives outweigh the positives, or would never be, connected. But the reality is that's the world. That's the world we live in. Oops. And so it's something that she's going to have to, that all of the kids are going to have to engage with at some point in their lives. I'm just gonna back off here. And so I want them to also be prepared for that and be ushered into it. Ah, shoot. Gotta get used to running away from that.
Tweet that just loaded on my feed is 90s dads were like, yeah, my 6-year-old can handle Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Yeah. So actually, my parents were extremely protective as far as like what movies I watched, but oh gosh. But actually, I think they were completely justified in that because I was an extremely sensitive kid, and I was like really affected by movies, even up into my younger teenage years. Like it wasn't just like stuff, extreme violence and fear and stuff really got to me. So
you got into horror pretty late.
I got
right?
into horror very late. I didn't watch my first proper like horror movie until I was at college.
Wow.
Before that, my gateway into it was watching Signs when I was in high school. But I don't know if you'd count Signs as like a horror film or not.
I've been rewatching the X-Files because I haven't seen it in so long. And yeah, that was kind of like a gateway to horror for me as well.
That makes sense. Your parents were watching The Thing, not knowing what it was. Oh no!
Oh no!
That would be a rough. That would be a rough first horror movie to see as a kid. I love that one that the legendary tweet of like, my kid's getting into horror and wanted something a little more grown up, so I showed him The Descent. And you don't always know when you screw up as a parent, but this was a big one.
I had my brother sneak me into The Exorcist, showing of The Exorcist. When I was 12.
Wow.
Yeah. And I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it depends a lot on the kid. Because, like, I would not have loved it when I was 12. Like, that would have been very distressing to me. Like for reference, I was pretty deeply disturbed by the tunnel scene in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And not just like, oh, that was unsettling and weird, but like properly, like, this really, affected me.
Dude, that scene is actually horrifying.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
I mean, they show
Wilder's voice, like the way he ramps up the fucking singing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That should actually. I remember that was like fucking. This is so weird.
Mm-hmm. And also, but what got me wasn't even that. It was that you actually see like a chicken getting beheaded just out of nowhere.
Oh yeah.
And I was that's what
so weird.
Yeah, but so that's like where I was as a kid. And so it's very funny, of course, that I ended up getting into making horror games later on. I mean, I was starting to get into, as far as games go, I started to get into like more mature games earlier than movies. Like I was playing like shooters and stuff when I was in my early teens.
I remember there was two things that I watched that freaked me the fuck out. One was Large Marge from Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure.
Hell yeah.
And then 2 is the episode of the X-Files where there's like the sewer monster and like there's like one part where they go to like an outhouse and someone like looks down the toilet and like, sees the creature.
Oh no, that was
I was like, from that point on, I was like, I don't trust any fucking public toilet.
Yeah,
ever.
that would do it. Were my brothers as sheltered? Yes, to an extent. Neither of them were as sensitive as I was. But then, funnily enough, neither of them really got into horror. Neither Evan or Johnny really have that much interest in horror.
Even like My Friendly Neighborhood is like its own funny twist on horror.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like Johnny really loves survival horror games, but it's more from a mechanical standpoint than a like thematic standpoint. Oh, dang it. And yes, Large Marge was so good. that's such an amazing scene.
Yeah, incredible.
Did Soldier of Fortune kind of scar me also? No, because I was much older when I played Soldier of Fortune for the first time. No, the games that actually... I don't remember any games that I played getting to me. I think probably because I felt like I had more agency over them. But I do remember that there were... I do remember there were parts of Half-Life when I first played it that were scary to me, I guess. And it's funny now, but like at the time, I remember seeing a guy get grabbed by the barnacles and just like brought up and just sort of like eaten alive was like really unsettling to me.
I got exposed to a lot of games because of my brother. He's 8 years my senior.
Okay.
So I actually played Resident Evil, the OG Resident Evil 1 Director's Cut, through him when I was like 7.
Oh, nice. Ooh, no, oh no, oh no, oh dear. Okay.
And that, like, I remember that original zombie turning just to look at you scene was like super freaky back then.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I remember that freaking, not like, it didn't freak me out to the point where it's like, I don't want to play this anymore, but it freaked me out to the point where I was kind of like, oh, kind of like this.
Yeah.
And I can't stop thinking about it.
I remember kids telling me about Resident Evil in school. And I remember the books, like some kids had the books.
Yeah.
If you remember those.
Do you know the funny story about that, like, zombie turning animation?
I think is it that they didn't actually have a zombie that looked like that in the game, so they had to add one.
Yeah, so they outsourced those videos to a different studio or person. You still got the Radiance.
Yeah.
They're like, none of the zombies look like this.
Oh, I was so close. That was just a mistimed roll. Dang it.
the GameCube system menu. You remember the fucking the unreadable disc for the PS2 menu? That felt like you were going to hell.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like when it drops you into like the field of red cubes.
Hold on, I'm looking it up. Maybe Oh, that one! Yeah! Okay, I remember this now. It looks like 2001: A Space Odyssey. So you're like staring into the void of madness. Oh, and actually, I remember Resident Evil 4 at the time was like really pretty shockingly violent. Although when I played Resident Evil 4, I was old enough at that point that that I was kind of fine with, I was fine with whatever. But I remember that, like, where when you get beheaded by a chainsaw or things like that, being like, wow, that's a lot.
There's I love in Resident Evil 2, like some of the animations, like I think one of the plant ones, something like beheads you, but you know how like you still can see even after you die, you can still see your body being like attacked.
Yeah.
So it's like one of the creatures beheads you, but your character still does the dying scream.
Like, I don't think that works that way.
Or yeah, like one of the plants like eats your head, but you're still screaming, and it's like My head literally isn't here. Oh yeah, AVP2 Marine campaign.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was terrifying at the time. That was one that I remember.
That.
Yeah, that and System Shock 2 were like that. Well, early like 90s FPSs, which could be kind of spooky at times, and System Shock 2 and AVP 2 were my like, oh, I'm really into horror games sort of moments. I loved AVP 2.
Tell me that's a boot.
Yeah,
Tell me that's a boot.
Oops, I need to get my Estus flask out.
Hey, it's a boot.
Yeah. I miss when it was possible to be that sort of like immersed and involved in a game environment. Just in the sense of like, I remember when I played that campaign for the first. Oh, great. Woo, that was close. I remember when I played that the first time, just the act of like jumping down through a hatch into a dark room was just really, I really felt that, you know. Ah, shoot. Like it really felt, you could feel like the fear kind of like, you know, I really felt it like I was actually, oh no. Oh, whew, close. Oh, for Pete's sake. Your parents abided, but yeah, mine did too, until I was a teenager. There was no M-rated games in the house until, I think the very first one was, I finally got, because I was always a very rule-abiding kid. Like, I would follow the rules. And I really, really, really wanted to play Chasm the Rift. Because I'd come across the demo, and it was just like, I don't know, it was, you know, my brain was like, oh, this is my stuff. And I finally got, like, my parents to be like, yeah, you know what, you're old enough for this. And I bought that for, I think it was $16. I bought a used copy off of Amazon. And it took like 2 weeks to actually arrive or something, and that was the first game I ever bought with my own money, and the first M-rated game. Oh shoot.
Oh, what's the? I wonder what the M-rated part of that game is.
Of Chasm?
Oh yeah, this has clown zombies that, you know, or not zombie, a clown. What are they? Clown like
jesters. They're like lizard jester guys with buzzsaw hands. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, lizard jesters.
Well, for the time, it was pretty gory. It's, you know, Quake levels of gore, so it looks really goofy now, but, you know, you could shoot heads off and shoot limbs off and stuff.
It was for sexual content. They had armpits.
Yeah. You could shoot the limbs off and then they just have armpits, and that's a fetish. Oh, that probably is somebody's fetish, actually. Oh, why did I choose to heal there? That was so dumb. You can't keep up. Yeah, I can't keep up with the kink meta these days either. You remember browsing rotten.com as a kid? Yeah, I know. I never did that. I do not have. I have awareness of the classic like shock content. Like I've seen Goatsy plenty for sure, and I know what some of the classic ones are, like lemonparty.com and stuff. But I've never really seen. I've never seen most of them. Definitely did not see them when they were current.
When they were in their prime.
When they were in their prime, yeah.
Yeah, Luke, we just watched the episode where it was like, oh, like Frieren just has her like feet to the camera. Wonder who this is for.
I need to figure out some believable excuse for why I have to watch what is that, plus size elf for like the story or something. It's like, oh man, I gotta I gotta subject myself to this, you know, for the I need a reference for something.
Yeah, it's for research purposes.
Yeah. Ah! Okay, I'm getting a little low on stamina here. Yep. Yep. Like I said. Okay. Now it's the make it or break it phase. I'm gonna top off. Oh shoot! Ah, dang it!
Luke, you know the rule. The moment you say this is the run, it suddenly becomes not the run.
Yeah. Wasn't there this manga where an elf tries to lose? Yeah, isn't that what plus size elf is? I might be wrong. I don't know a lot about anime or manga. This is the run. Next run definitely isn't. I was close. I was close there. I keep making stupid mistakes. You know, it would help. Biggest bonk. It might. See, I think, yeah, it was outside the range there.
Luke be like, you know what would help? Yeah, the fucking let's go back and farm those guys for another 2 hours.
I see. I thought you were telling me I should equip the the big club. You're saying I should go get the bigger club. Come on, attack. I've gotten a bit more of a sense of where I can get 2 attacks in now, which is good. Ah, shoot. Oh, shoot, I'm getting starved again. Okay, I need a heal. There's the heal. Oh, shoot. Stop doing that attack! No! Stop it! I don't think I've gotten a single hit in on this phase. There we go. Oh, that got me? Oh, man.
Yeah, it's got some range.
that was weird.
Tracking.
No, 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 no. Roll around him, roll around. Okay, it worked. Oh, I thought that was going to be 2. I'm gonna top off just because his attacks do so much damage this phase. Oh, I shouldn't have gone for the 2. Nope. Oh!
Yeah. I feel like if you're that close, you might as well try and just get behind him.
I think you're right. The chances of getting roll caught there are a little high. You cheesed him into staying in phase.
Slow.
Sorry, what was that?
It's slow, but that's also kind of enough time to like get behind him on the side. He's like swinging towards.
Yeah, I think you might be right. As long as I just like mash roll. The problem with that second phase that I'm finding is it's really hard to get the hits in.
Yeah.
Because he has like 4 attacks, so it's not that hard to learn what the attacks are. It's just getting in close enough to get the damage without getting hit. Oh! Ooh, okay. Gotta wait for that stamina to come back. Like, I feel like this phase has quite a few more attacks, though, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I pressed heal. Why didn't you heal? Ooh! Oof. Maybe just sprint. I just don't trust the sprint. Just because I don't trust it because there's like a second you have to hold it for it to kick in, and I can't quite tell. Like if I hold it after a roll, I feel like it's not consistent whether it's going to start the sprint or not. Because I think it depends on when you... Maybe I might be wrong, but it feels like it depends on when you hit the button in the roll. No, he did... No, maybe I'm just wrong, because I think... Yeah, I think I'm just wrong there. So maybe I will try sprinting. Let's get some stamina back. Ooh. I'm really paranoid about running out of stamina now.
I can see how people think the second phase is easier. There's less attacks and he's not quite as aggressive. But the only problem is that if you get hit by anything in the second phase, you're pretty much almost guaranteed to die.
Yeah, I think... okay. So I think that would have worked, actually, though, if I had been quicker to actually react. Oh, no! I rolled in... Okay. Yeah, I think I could see the second phase being easier, because I think I would have Well, maybe this is kind of obvious and dumb to say, but I think I would have beaten it by now if I didn't have to go through the first phase to get to it. Because it's not hard to learn and predict all of his attacks. I just keep making dumb mistakes, and then I'm finding it a lot easier to die on the first phase. Because of getting roll caught. Well, no, I suppose I have been dying mostly on the second phase, so maybe I'm wrong there. But it does feel easier dying, once you get...
You're dying on the second phase because you're not as used to it as fighting the first phase now.
Yeah, true.
You were dying a lot to the first phase when you started.
Yeah. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I think it's taken me longer to like learn the first phase than like I feel like I pretty much know the second phase. It's just that it's easy for one quirk or one mistake to wipe everything out.
Yeah.
Whereas I think it took me comparatively quite a bit longer to get used to what his different attacks are in this phase. Case in point, I keep forgetting that that's a possibility. Okay, I'm out of stamina. Thank you for giving me a chance to recharge. Oh, wow.
Oh. See, I
maybe if I roll toward him?
I think lock-on is actually, like, kind of detrimental during that attack.
How come? Is it because of the direction that it's making me roll? Do you think?
Yeah, I don't, like, I feel like there feels like it'd be an easier way to sort of, like, walk behind him if you're that close.
Well, actually, maybe actually if I literally do just walk behind him instead of trying to roll behind him. Oh, right, yeah, that attack. Do you want 3 minutes of the Taki's AI slop ad? I don't think I've seen this. That sounds awful. It's kind of interesting how certain people, like, speaking of AI, certain people seem really predispositioned to, like, to be on board with what AI promises. Because I know, like my mother-in-law loves AI.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she uses ChatGPT for tons of stuff.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and that just, I don't know, that's just never occurred to me. Like, it was really surprising to me when I learned people were using ChatGPT for all sorts of stuff, because that never even sounded interesting to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen people be like, oh yeah, I can't write, like, birthday cards and shit like that. I just use ChatGPT. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah.
You just say, happy birthday, love being your buddy or family or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Oh, shoot. Let's go back toward the middle. if I learned the spacing a little bit better, I could probably also safely avoid some of these attacks without feeling the need to roll. Oh. Should have taken this moment to heal. That was really stupid. I think I have time here. Uh-oh. Oh! Come on. Oh, no! Yeah, you're... that... I saw that... that AI email thing come up, like... Gmail tries to get me to use... It'll be like, hey, look at this response that we've written for you for this email, and I just... I don't know, I don't see the appeal. I understand it from a clinical point of view of like, okay, technically this would save me time, but I don't know. It's sort of like, I guess in my brain it's like, okay, also randomly mashing the keyboard and then hitting send would also save time, but I don't have any desire to do that as my email reply. And using AI feels the same way, where it's like, well, I didn't write that though. Like, that's not my actual reply. Like, I might as well just type in gibberish letters and send it. I don't know. That's kind of how it feels in my brain, I guess.
There's this this note in Subnautica that I love, where it's like a, you know how like the survivors leave like notes everywhere. There's one of them that's like, oh, you know, I'm the team doctor, but like all I've been trained to do is like type in symptoms into a machine and it'll tell me what disease they have. Like, how the hell am I supposed to like mend a fracture or like or sew up a wound? I wasn't like trained for this.
Right.
All I'm thinking is like, yeah, that's literally what we're kind of doing with AI.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like it. I'm also like I'm not even that like I'm not wholly against AI as a I'm not against the technology as a concept if it were able to be used in a good way and not in, you know, if the problems it has were solved. That's what I mean. It's like I'm not against this as a concept. I just think it sucks right now, and everything like everything everyone's trying to use it in are like, no, I don't want AI in that. That's like
for massive tasks that like humans can't do, like mapping genomes and stuff like that. It's like it's fantastic.
Right, that's what I mean. Or even like I have friends who do like web stuff, and they're like, yeah, this would be an incredibly useful tool for like spam detection on a website or things like that, where it's like, yeah, that makes sense. It sounds good. I don't know. I don't understand why you would want it to write your person-to-person communication for you, or why you would want it to make your art for you. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, but what I mean is, like, even as someone, aside from the obvious, ethical and environmental and whatever issues, like, I'm pretty neutral. I'm just sort of like, whatever. And I am sick of AI being in everything. Like, and I'm like, if I see another, now every time I see, yeah, that makes sense. Something that's like, new AI, I'm like, get this away from me. I don't want, I'm so tired of this. I'm so tired of every service and technology I use trying to convince me that AI integration is something that is gonna that's gonna somehow make my life better. Like, I don't need it in my emails. I don't need it with, you know, I don't need, like, when I Google search something for my phone to keep being like, do you want to try our new AI assistant thing for it? No, I don't. I would like to be able to Google information and get the information, which you are getting in the way of me doing. Therefore, I don't like it. So, some failing company tried to pivot to AI. Get a friend. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's just. I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, you know, my personality is not hating AI, or, you know, it's not like. But I have never understood how quick some people were to adapt their entire lives around it. Maybe it's because I'm always slow to adopt technologies anyway, but like I don't even know how to use ChatGPT. I don't know how you access it. I've never used it. I don't really have a desire.
And who enjoys the painfulness of trying to get everything to work on Linux doesn't understand what easy doesn't help.
That is actually super fair and accurate. Like I just have a weird brain and personality sometimes.
I totally. I was telling you this, but like I got like the classic Rebirth working on all the RE games for Steam Deck. And it was like so much more work than I was expecting it to be. And like halfway through it, I was like, I'm going to get this to work because otherwise it's like, you know, sunk cost fallacy. Like I have to get it to work. And now I'm like, now I understand David fully.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, there is some truth to that though, where I think there is a part of my brain that sees sees the easy path as cheating for things, and a lot of times that's not actually, like, that's not fair or good, but I think that's also probably why I never checked out any of the AI stuff, because I'm just like, that's cheating. You know, and I mean, I have like reasons now why Oh, you know what? That's not completely true. I remember when, was it Midjourney? When Midjourney was newer, I messed around with generating pictures through that, because that could be kind of interesting to just see what it would come up with for, like, for random assortments of words. Other than that, though... Uh-oh. Oh, that was...
Oh, no.
Not good. Yeah, there we go.
Yes.
Nice. I was hoping.
Thanks to ChatGPT.
All thanks to chatting about ChatGPT. Wow, that took. Oh my gosh, it's 2:30. That did take the entire stream.
Somehow, didn't take as long as Manus though.
Yeah. Oh man, Manus just messed with my brain. Grok is this fume knight. Alright, I got the crown of the old Iron King. I don't know what that... Okay, so now the question is it an actual crown, or is it an item? Like, is it a thing I can wear? Crown of the Sunken King. Okay, this must be the crown of the old Ivory King. Okay, so that is this That is this DLC done with then, I think, right?
Yeah.
Except for there was an optional... I think Graham said there was an optional boss. But I didn't do the other... I'll probably skip the optional boss. Uh-oh.
Oh, is Sir alone in this,
I see him. Okay, I'm gonna feather out of here.
Sir alone is in this, DLC? I always forget which one he's in.
Not equipment.
Oh god, not Blue Billy.
Did he beat the repeat boss? There's two. I think I think I'll say I'm probably gonna move on. And I believe I could always, like, if I really want to, I could come back once I'm done with the other DLC. Alone is awesome. The run back is not. Okay.
Yeah, it might be nice to do, like, just see Alone and not... You don't have to beat him.
Okay, that would make sense, yeah. Well, we will... So, that's what we're gonna start with next time. Actually, no, I'm gonna spend my souls for right now, while I remember I have them. And I don't think there's... I was thinking, or I was working on leveling up a sword. I think it was the puzzle sword. Oh, I could... Yeah, that's true. I could, grind for the big bonk also. Or you... I see, you could. Maybe that? I really felt a lack of stamina in that fight. So that could be that maybe I do need more equip load. Or... I mean, I also felt a lack of health. Kind of want... I want both. I want more health and more stamina. So we'll do that. If only Dark Souls 2 had more than one set of armor. Yeah!
You didn't just beat Fume Knight, you beat him in the Jester outfit.
Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely be switching up my armor if I weren't committed to the bit now. And I gather from chat that the light of Horsefuck Valley at the end of Lack of Horsefuck Valley is shining. I don't know. I kind of lost the metaphor there. I gather that Horsefuck Valley approacheth. Is what I'm trying to say. In the next and final DLC, which we will start. Well, we'll take a look at Alone or Alon Night. We'll take
Alone Night.
Yeah, Forever Alone Night. So we will take a look at that next time, and then start into the final DLC.
Yay!
Yeah, so thank you everybody for coming. Do you smell that? Smells like Horsefuck Valley. Oh man, I don't want to think about what Horsefuck Valley would smell like. That's Anyway, thank you everyone for coming and for Dylan for joining, and I will see you guys next week. Probably. Maybe. Bye.